Prince and the Pauper, chapter 21, Hendon to the rescue. Now we know the story up to now. Prince, a hero. The prince is with a hermit in the forest after escaping from the peasant's house. Now this hermit turns out to be King Henry's enemy. King Henry's enemy. When he comes to know that the little boy is Henry's son, he decides to kill this little boy as a revengeful act against his enemy Henry. Now the prince is a victim of his father's enemy, and now he is going to sacrifice his life for this hermit's revenge. Hermit's revenge. In this chapter, we are going to discuss how this man, this hermit, gets ready to kill the prince. And how the prince is finally rescued by John Canty and Hugo. Actually, Hendon also comes to this place to rescue the prince, but this hermit cunningly, deceitfully turns Hendon away, telling a lie. However, John Canty and Hugo save Prince's life. That is the one and only good thing they do. John Canty and Hugo are poor, wicked-hearted characters. But even in that wicked-hearted characters, those characters, there is some goodness. Now, John Canty and Hugo shows that goodness. Chapter 21, Hendon to Rescue. Title is this, but actually it is John Canty and Hugo who rescued the prince. The old man glided away, stooping, stealthy, cat-like. Now this is the behavior of this nervous man. He is very nervous. Now he is going to kill a man. The boy glided away, moved away, stooping, bending, stealthy. Without making any noise, secretly, cat-like, like a cat, and brought the low bench. He seated himself upon it. Now he sat down on the low bench. Now Prince is in bed, his hands and feet in even mouth is tied. Now you can see how the writer describes hermit's character. Half of his body in dim light, one half of the hermit's body in dim light, darkness, The other half, the other half is in lightness, flicker in light. Now, this is uh, how the writer describes hermit. This is hermit's two sides of the character. Darkness means, dark side means his wicked nature. Light side means his good nature. Now, the hermit is not holy anymore. He is not an archangel anymore. He is getting ready to kill this little boy. So with his craving eyes, greedy eyes, craving means he is greedy for killing this boy. Bent upon the slumbering boy, looked at the slumbering, sleeping boy, sleeping boy. He kept his patient vigil, very careful, heedless of the drift of time, heedless, not caring, the drift of time, passing time, and softly whetted his knife. Softly sharpened, whetted means sharpened his knife, and mumbled and chuckled. Mumbled and chuckled. Chuckle means this kind of laugh. Mumble means speaking to himself, laughing and speaking, because now he's very happy because he's going to kill his enemy's son. After a long while, the old man, who was still gazing, observed on a sudden, noticed on a sudden means quickly, that the boy's eyes were wide open. The prince's eyes were wide open. Suddenly, the prince opens his eyes and staring, looking at him, staring up in frozen horror. The prince is in frozen horror, deep fear at the knife. Now, prince notices the shining knife above his neck. The prince understands that something dangerous is going to happen. The hermit is bending upon him with a knife in his hand. Right. The smile of a gratified devil, happy devil. Gratified means satisfied. Now the hermit has the smile of a satisfied devil on his face, and he said, without changing his attitude or occupation. Now hermit says, son of Henry the eighth, hast thou prayed? Now hermit question, you are Henry's son. Did you pray for God? Hast thou prayed? The boy struggled helplessly. Now the prince tries to free his hands and feet, but useless in his bindings. Bonds means in his, and at the same time forced a smothered sound. He made a smothered means blocked, smothered sound, because his mouth is tied now with a piece of cloth. His closed jaws, tied mouth, which the hermit chose to interpret as affirmative answer his question. Then pray again. Pray for the dying. Pray Pray the prayer for the dying. Hermit says, you can pray for death. You are going to die. Now the prince understands he is in a very, very dangerous situation in the hands of a mad hermit. A shudder, a shock. Shudder means a bodily shock. Shook the boy's frame. Frame means body. And his face blanched, became white. Then he struggled again to free himself, turning and twisting himself this way and that. Now the prince is trying to save his life, to remove his hands and feet from the bindings, tugging frantically, pulling madly. Frantically means madly. Fiercely, uh, desperately, hopelessly, and uselessly. And the hermit, uh, to burst his fetters, burst means break, to break his fetters, fetters means bindings, right? And all the while the old ogre, during this time, the old ogre means this old monster, ogre means monster, very dangerous animal. This old ogre, it is the hermit, a metaphor for the hermit, metaphor. Smiled down upon him and nodded his head and placidly, peacefully, placid means peacefully and silently, whetted his knife, sharpened, whetted his knife. The moments are precious, they are few precious. Pray the prayer for the dying. The boy uttered a despairing groan and ceased from struggles. Now, the prince gave, uttered means gave, made a despairing, hopeless groan, rough noise. Stop, ceased, ceased means stop from struggles, panting, tired now. The tears came. Now the prince is crying. Tears come out of his eyes, trickled, comes out, one after the other, down his face. But this piteous sight, this pathetic, sorrowful scene, wrought no softening effect. Wrought means created no soft effects in the savage old man, in this savage. Savage means very cruel as well as uncivilized old man. The dawn was coming now. Dawn means morning. The hermit observed it, noticed it, and spoke up sharply with a touch of nervous apprehension in his voice. Now, hermit has some uh, apprehension. Apprehension means fear, because he is in fear if he may not be able to kill this boy before the daytime. He thinks, I may not indulge this ecstasy longer. Ecstasy means extreme happiness. Hermit says, I may not enjoy this extreme happiness any longer. The night is already gone. It seems but a moment, only a moment. Would it had endured a year? Would it had endured a year? Underline this part. Seed of the church spoiler. This is the reason for Hermit's anger and revenge against King Henry. Seed means the son, metaphor, the son of the church spoiler, church destroyer. King Henry destroyed all churches during his time and expelled, drove away all priests. This is the reason for killing this boy, to take revenge from Henry. Close thy perishing eyes, close your perishing, dying, Perishing means thine eyes, if thou fears to look upon, and means if you are afraid of looking at me, looking at my knife, looking at you, death, close your eyes. The rest was lost in an inarticulate mumblings. Inarticulate, ununderstandable. Inarticulate means not comprehensible, unclear mutterings, words. The man sank upon his knees. The old man sat down on his knees, took his knife. Now if he's in his hand, bent himself over the mourning boy. The prince is crying. Now he is about to kill the prince. But at that moment, there is some interruption. Somebody comes to the hermit's hut. Now, read this part. I am skipping that part. Hullo. Hullo means hello. Open. Actually, this is Hendon. Hendon comes to this place. He knows this from John Canty and Hugo. Open and dispatch in the name. Quick. Be quick. Dispatch means be quick in the name of all devils. Now Hendon shouts, thundering or knocking the hermit's door. Oh, this was the blessedest sound that had ever made music in the king's ears. Now, king, the prince is very happy because it is Hendon's voice. Hendon's voice, his protector, his hero. Now, the prince is 100% sure that Hendon will save his life. It was Miles Hendon's voice. The hermit grinding his teeth, grinding, expressing his anger, moved swiftly out of bedchamber, closing the door behind him, and straightway the king heard a talk to this effect proceeding from chapel. Chapel means a little shrine or church outside the house. Homage and greeting, Reverend Sir, Hendon says. Now this situation takes place. You can write it down. The situation takes place when Hendon comes to rescue the prince from the hermit. The situation takes place when Hendon comes to rescue the prince from the hermit. Homage. Greetings. Reverend Sir, where is the boy, my boy? Hendon refers to the young prince. What boyfriend? You see his tone. What boyfriend? Now, hermit pretends not to know a boy. What boy? Lie me no lies. Don't tell any lies, sir priest. Play me no deceptions. No deceptions. No cheatings. Deception means no lies. I am not in the humor for it. I am not in the mood for your lies, your cheatings. Near to this place, close to this place, I caught the scoundrels. Now these scoundrels, scoundrel means bad fellows. Actually, it means Canty and Hugo. Now, Hendon meets Canty and Hugo, and from them, he comes to know the prince is in the hermit's hut. I judged who stole him from me, and I made them confess. Confess means speak. I made them speak the truth. They said, He was at large again. They said the boy was on scape. At large means on scape again. And they had tracked him to your door. They had followed. Track means followed him to your house, your door. They showed me his footprints. Now they showed me his footprints. Now, Polter no more, don't speak anymore. Polter means for look you, holy is there. If thou produce him not, if you do not give him to me, where is the boy? And then questions. Now, the hermit has no way to tell a lie because Hendon has all evidence to prove that Prince has been hermit's hut. Ah, oh, good sir, for adventure. For adventure means perhaps. You mean the ragged regal wagon. Ragged regal wagon, you see, that usage. Ragged. Ragged means torn clothes. Regal means royal. Vagrant means beggar. You are referring to that royal beggar that tarried here, that waited here. Tarried means stayed here the night. If you take an interest in him, if you have any interest in that boy, then I have sent him on an errand. On an errand means sent him errand. On an errand. Some duty to carry some message. Errand means to do some duty. He will be back anon. He will be back soon. Anon means soon. How soon? And then questions. How soon? Come, waste not the time. Cannot I overtake him? Cannot I pass him and catch him? How soon will he be back? Now Hendon believes this story. Actually, the prince is still in the hermit's hut. Thou needst not stir. Stir means go. Sir, you need not go. He will return quickly. So be it then. Okay, I'll try to wait. I'll stay. But stop. You sent him on an errand. You sent him on an errand. You sent him on an errand. Did you send him to carry some message? You? Verily, really, this is a lie. You are telling a lie. He would not go. That boy would not do anything for any man. He is very proud boy. He would pull thy whole beard. He would remove your beard if thou offer him such an insolence. Insolence means disrespect. If you had showed such a disrespect to that proud boy, he would have removed your beard. He's very proud boy. Thou hast lied, friend. You have lied. You are telling a lie to me, friend. Surely lied. He would not go for thee. He would not do anything for you. Oh, not for any man. For any man? No, haply not, perhaps not. But I am not a man. I am not a man. Not human. What? Now of God's name, what art thou then? Who are you then, if you are not a man? Then the hermit tells the same lie told to the prince. Secret. It is a secret. Mark thou. Take it. Reveal it not. Don't tell it to anyone. It's a secret. I am an archangel. Now, hermit tells the same lie to this Hendon. You know, Prince did not believe it, but Hendon believes it. This lie. There was a tremendous ejaculation, great laugh from Miles Hendon, not altogether unprofane. Not altogether unprofane means disrespectful. Not altogether unprofane means respectfully followed by. Then Hendon says, this doth well truly account for his complaisance. Complaisance means his obedience. This is the reason, account means, this is the reason for the boy's obedience, right there. I knew he would budge. I know this prince would not budge. Budge means work, hand nor foot, use hand nor foot in menial services. In menial means low work, menial services, mean work of any mortal, of any human, but Lord, only for God. He would do any work for God. Even a king must obey when archangel gives him the word of command. Let me. Shh. What noise was that? Now, meanwhile, the prince within the hermit's hut makes some noises, strange noises, to attract Hendon's into his room, Hendon's attention. Shh. Hendon also hears these noises, strange noises. All this while, the little king had been yonder, alternately quaking with terror and trembling with hope, and all the time while he had thrown all his strength he could into his anguished mournings. Now the little king is quaking, shaking with terror, shaking with terror, fear, trembling. Trembling means also shaking with expecting hope all the while. He had thrown all the strength into his anguished mourning. Anguish means the sorrowful, painful cryings. Mourning means cryings, constantly expecting them to reach Hendon's ear, but always realizing, understanding with bitterness that they failed. At least made no impression, made no idea. So this last remark of this servant came as comes reviving breath, great breath, reviving hope, refreshing hope. Reviving breath means refreshing hope for life from the fresh field to the dying. Now, noise, I heard only the wind. The hermit is very cunning, more cunning than Hendon. No, that is the sound of the wind. Hendon believes, mayhap it was. Yes, doubtless. I have been hearing it faintly. I have been hearing it faintly since I came here. Faintly, all the time. There it is again, there, that sound comes. It's not the wind, no, it's not the wind. An odd sound, some strange sound. Come, we'll hunt it out. Now Hendon gets ready to go into the hermit's hut to find out the sound, that strange noise, but hermit stops. Now the king's joy was nearly insupportable. His tired lungs did their utmost, and hopefully too, but the sealed jaws and muffling sheepskin. Now he is well covered with sheepskin. Jaws are tied. He sadly crippled the effort. Discourage. Cripple means discourages effort. He's trying. Then the poor fellow's heart sank. He became worried to hear the hermit say, "Ah, it came from without. No, no, no. It does not come from the hut. I think from the copse yonder, from the forest." Ah, copse means from the wild or wood forest yonder. There. Come, come. I will lead the way. I will take you there. Now, hermit takes Hendon cunningly away from the hut. Hendon is cheated. The king heard the two passed out talking, heard their footsteps die quickly away. Then he was alone with the bored uh, fearful, brooding, thinking, awful silence, dangerous silence. Right. Now you know Hendon is properly cheated by this old man and is taken away from the hut. Hendon cannot rescue the boy. Then finally Hendon says, "I will not wait any longer. No, I can't wait here any longer. I cannot wait longer. He has lost his way. My boy has lost his way in the dark forest, thick forest. Which direction, which way did he go? Quick, point it to me, show it to me." But I will go with thee. No, no, I will come with you. Hmm. Now, both Hendon and the hermit walked into the forest to find the prince. But we know the little prince is in the hermit's hut. Good, good, good. Why truly thou art better than thy looks. Hendon says, "Hey, hermit, you are truly better than you appear, thy look. Mary, I do not think there is not another archangel. There is not another archangel with so right a heart as thine." Now Hendon admires the hermit's goodness, but actually hermit is doing something deceitful. Hendon believes it. Will you ride? Can you ride the horse? Hmm? Hendon questions. He's going away. The prince loses all of his hope now. We'll take the wee donkey. Will you take the little donkey? Wee means little, small. Will you take the small donkey for my boy? I brought him for my boy. Or will thou fork thy legs, holy legs? Will you sit? Fork thy holy legs means will you sit on the ill condition? Bad. Hmm. Okay. Ill condition. Slave of a mule that I have provided for myself. This mule is also not a horse, a mixture of horse and donkey, and had been cheated in two. Right. Now, in this way, I have provided for myself. Now, in this way, Hendon and the holy hermit, they leave the place. No, ride thy mule. You ride your mule, I lead thine ass. I lead behind you. I am sure, on mine own feet. I can walk. I am sure of my own feet means I can walk and will walk. Now, in this way, both of them leave the hut. You know, finally, what happens? I am going to the last part of this paragraph. With unutterable misery. Now, Prince is all alone in the hut. Now his final hope is going away with unutterable. Unutterable means unspeakable misery, sorrow. The fettered little king, fettered, bounded, little king heard the voices and footsteps fade away and die out. All hope forsook him, now for the moment. Now Prince thinks, my only friend is deceived. My only friend is cheated by this man. Got rid of. The hermit will return and kill me. The hermit will return and kill me. These are the prince's frightened thoughts. He has no escape now. His death is sure. He finished with a gasp, with some fear. At once fell struggling frantically with his bonds again. He shook off the smothering sheepskin. Finally, the covering of the sheepskin falls off. Now the prince can see what is happening. And now he heard the door open. Quickly the door opened. It may be the hermit. The sound chilled him to the marrow. Chilled, frozen him to the marrow. Deeply frightened. Chilled him to the marrow means the prince was deeply frightened. He seemed to feel the knife. He felt the knife at his throat. Horror made him close his eyes. Horror means fear. Fear makes him close his eyes, and fear makes him open his eyes. Then before him stood John Canty, and he actually this time it is not the hermit, it is John Canty and Hugo. They rescue the boy. The prince would have said, thank God, if his jaw's mouth had been free. A moment or two later, his limbs were at liberty, his hands and feet. Limbs means hands and feet. Feet were at liberty, free. At liberty means free. And his captors, saviors. Captors means gripping him, taking him by an arm, were hurrying him with all speed through the forest. Now, in this way, the prince's life is saved from this sacrificial bed by Hugo and Canty. Okay, write down the comment. Chapter 21. Chapter 21. Also deals with Chapter 21 also deals with the prince's horrific experience. The prince's horrific experience with the hermit. With the hermit. The prince comes to the hermit's hut. The prince comes to the hermit's hut in order to save his life from John Canty and Hugo. But the hermit happens to be his father's enemy. Full stop. He is in trouble again. He is in trouble again. The hermit, the hermit is going to kill the prince. The hermit is going to kill the prince. The hermit is going to kill the prince to take revenge, to take revenge from to take revenge from King Henry. King Henry. The prince is going to the prince is going to pay. The prince is going to pay, P-A-Y, pay a heavy price, a heavy price for his father's crimes. For his father's crimes. For his father's crime. He has no escape now because his hands and feet and even mouth are fettered, F-E-T-T-E-R-E-D, fettered tightly, fettered tightly. However, however, just before, just before hermits killing the prince, Hendon comes to this place. Hendon comes to this place to rescue the prince. But the cunning and tactful hermit, turns away Hendon, turns away Hendon, telling a lie. At the end, John Canty and Hugo rescues the prince from his death, from his death. In this way, another horrific and adventurous, another horrific and adventurous event of the prince's beggar's life event of the princess beggar's life comes to end. Event of the princess beggar's life comes to end. Comes to end. Okay. That is the end of that chapter 21. In our next discussion, we'll see what happens to Prince next. What happens to the prince next after this rescue by John Canty and Hugo.